The room is eerily silent, yet the faint sound of surgical tools clinking echoes through the decaying walls. Imagine walking into a hospital where surgeries never end and the patients never leave. What I uncovered in this cursed place is something that will haunt you forever. The air inside the hospital feels heavy, carrying the faint but unmistakable stench of old disinfectant. The silence is unnerving, broken only by distant whispers that seem to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Above a rusting surgical table, a dim light flickers, casting unsettling shadows on the peeling walls. This hospital, abandoned for decades, hides a dark secret, one that has trapped the spirits of its patients, forever waiting for a surgery that will never be completed. Locals speak in hushed tones of chilling legends, claiming to hear the voices of long-dead doctors calling out the names of patients who vanished into the void. The hospital was shut down after a series of mysterious deaths during surgeries, each more bizarre than the last. No one could explain how patients, once wheeled into the operating rooms, never made it out. The lead surgeon, the only one who might have known the truth, vanished without a trace, leaving an unfinished operation behind. Eyewitnesses from the surrounding area still speak of hearing strange sounds in the dead of night, screams, followed by the unsettling scrape of scalpels against metal. But the most disturbing discovery came when a cryptic journal was found on the hospital grounds. The journal, supposedly written by the missing surgeon, describes a bizarre ritual, an attempt to cure death itself, using the very tools of life. The exploration begins in the reception area, where rotting chairs sit abandoned, their once bright upholstery now faded and torn. Scattered medical records cover the floor, some half buried in dust, others clearly marked with the names of patients long forgotten. Moving deeper into the hospital, I enter the operating room. The tools are laid out with eerie precision, as though they are waiting for a surgeon to return. Scalpels, forceps, and needles, all perfectly arranged, untouched by time. It feels as though the room itself is frozen in anticipation of something that will never come. I continue my journey to the morgue, where a strange chill fills the air. The temperature seems to drop suddenly as I approach one particular slab. An icy sensation lingers, and it's as if something, or someone, is still waiting there. As I continue through the morgue, I make a chilling discovery. Blood stains on the floor, disturbingly fresh-looking despite the hospital being abandoned for decades. The dark red marks seem almost too real, too recent. My heart races as I move further into the building, and in one corner I find an old X-ray machine. Suddenly, without warning, it powers up on its own, casting long, eerie shadows across the room. The faint hum of the machine fills the air, but there's no one around. As I step back, the silence is broken by faint voices, almost too soft to catch. They whisper medical jargon, terms I can't fully understand, echoing down the empty corridors, as if the hospital itself is still performing its procedures, long after its doors were closed. The stench of decayed flesh hits me like a wall as I move deeper into the hospital. It's overpowering, the kind of smell that lingers in your nose and makes it hard to breathe. The air grows colder with each step, a sudden, unnatural draft sweeping through the halls, sending a chill down my spine. I pause for a moment, trying to shake off the unease, but that's when I hear it. Faint, almost imperceptible at first. A heartbeat, slow and rhythmic, like it's coming from deep within the walls. The sound grows louder with every step I take, as if it's syncing with my own pulse, filling the silence with a growing sense of dread. Each beat feels like a warning, reminding me that something in this place is still alive, still waiting. As I continue to search, my eyes catch something unusual. An old, faded door barely visible behind a pile of rotting debris. Curiosity pushes me forward, and I carefully pry it open, revealing a hidden passage. the air inside feels even colder, and the walls seem to close in around me as I venture deeper. The passage leads to a secret surgery room, one that shouldn't exist in a hospital abandoned for decades. The room is eerily preserved, surgical tools still sharp and gleaming, as though they were just cleaned. But what truly sends a chill through my bones are the patient records scattered across a dusty desk. Some of them are marked with recent entries, dates long after the hospital was shut down. These records show names of patients who were supposedly treated, but there's no record of their departures. It's as if this place has never truly stopped operating, and the surgeries, whatever they may be, are still taking place. The tension reaches its peak as I make a horrifying realization. The surgery that never ends was not just a series of unfortunate events. It was part of a twisted, macabre experiment to achieve immortality. The hospital's lead surgeon, driven by madness, sought to find a way to cheat death, trapping the souls of his patients in a never-ending limbo. The moment I understand the full scope of this horrific plan, I feel the room grow even colder, the atmosphere thick with malevolent energy. As I turn to leave, I'm struck by a chilling sight. A ghostly figure materializes before me, the surgeon. His form is translucent, yet his movements are unnervingly precise, performing an invisible operation on an unseen patient. The sound of surgical tools scraping against skin fills the air, but there is no one on the table. It's as if the operation is taking place in a parallel reality, and I'm merely a witness. Then, the silence is broken. A faint voice whispers through the room, barely audible yet unmistakably clear. "You're next." The words freeze me in place. My heart races as I realize the horrifying truth. The cursed surgery room is still active. Ghostly patients, their souls trapped in this eternal cycle, continue to wait for their turn. I can't escape the growing suspicion that my discovery has now made me a part of the waiting list. I'm no longer just a visitor, I'm a potential patient. And in this haunted hospital, it's not the living who are truly free. It's the dead who hold the power. The operating room is empty now, but the eerie silence is pierced by the lingering echoes of surgeries never finished. The ghostly whispers, the chilling heartbeat, the sharp clink of unseen tools, they all remain, forever trapped in this forsaken place. What happens if the patients call your name next? Could you become the next soul in waiting, lost to the cursed cycle of surgeries that never end? But there are still so many unanswered questions. Who was the lead surgeon? What drove them to perform such horrors? And why did they vanish without a trace? Are the patients truly trapped, their souls forever bound to this hospital? Or are they simply waiting for someone else to take their place? The mystery remains unsolved, and the terror continues to haunt this forsaken building. What do you think caused the surgeries to never end? Let me know in the comments. Do you think these spirits are forever trapped, or is there something darker at play? If you're ready to uncover more chilling stories and dive deeper into the unknown, hit that subscribe button and join me for the next exploration. The darkness is out there, and it's waiting for you.